Welcome back, everyone. I'm Mikayla from the book Instruments. I kind of messed up on my intro, but I don't care. So today I am going to be doing the video I'm sure you've seen around a ton, and that is the if you like this book, then you'll like this book. And this is the ones that I chose for this one. If you like it, I'll probably do it again, and let's go. So the first one is my all-time favorite book, A Court of Thorns and Roses. If you didn't know, I have a tattoo of this on my arm, which you've probably seen in other videos. And the one I thought would go good with that is similar to this one. Wait, let me explain. So A Court of Thorns and Roses is, if you didn't know, I'm sure you know though, is about Feyre, who is this girl who lives in this town, and she kills this wolf in the woods because she has to provide for her family. And then it turned out the wolf was a fairy, and another fairy comes to collect on the treaty where like you take one life, take another life. So she has to go live with him. It's basically like Beauty and the Beast retelling, though the first book is. None after that are though. And the one I think would match it backwards is the Red Queen, and this is about this girl who's, I think it's they're called Silvers and Reds. Yes, so Silvers have like superpowers and they're like high up on the hierarchy chain, and Reds are like the poor people who get to do bad jobs like servants and such. And she is Red, and she's like at the palace working, and she demonstrates the power of a Silver. So then they lie and they say she's like an orphan of like a dead Silver, and then she like is engaged to one of the princes. And so it's like similar how like they're all of a sudden swept into this new world of fancy stuff, and you know, so I thought they were kind of similar. Next is another one of my favorites, also by Sarah J. Maas, and this is Throne of Glass. And this is just about this girl who's like an assassin, and she's like in jail, and they free her from jail to go into the, it's like Hunger Games with assassins is how I explain it, because she has to go into this like competition of like all these assassins, and whoever wins gets to be like the assassin for the king. And it's so good, and the last book comes out in October and I'm so excited. And the one I thought would go good with this is Truth Witch, and I haven't read this book yet. I was actually starting it like today, and this is basically about this, there's like different types of witches. There's like a blood witch, a truth witch, and Wind Witch are the ones that, there might be more. And the Truth Witch can like always tell when you're lying. Blood Witch can like scent out like one person by their blood. I don't know about a Wind Witch yet because I'm only on page 20. And it sounded like similar. And yeah. Let me read this. Yeah, and like wars come into the witchlands and stuff. Yeah, it's similar. Okay, every book after that I have actually read all the books. That's the only one I haven't like finished it yet. Next I have my other second favorite book ever, and that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Obviously I'm a fan because my channel's named after it. I have a quote on my foot from the book, and the one that I thought was kind of similar to it is Shadow Falls. Wait, actually, you should know what City of Bones is about. It's about Clary, who like didn't know she's a shadow hunter, and then like she finds out she's a shadow hunter, which are these people who hunt demons, and they have like, they're half angel, half human. I'm sure you've heard about it. And Shadow Falls is I don't know if this is the first book or not. This is just one book in the series. I just grabbed it. This book is about this girl who like her mom sends her to counseling because she's like a troubled teen, and the counselor's like, you need to go to this camp for troubled teens. And she gets there, and the camp is like for all these supernatural kids. So there's like vampires, fairies, witches, shapeshifters. And she gets there and she's like, what the heck? She didn't know she was supernatural. And then like they're supposed to have these things in their mind where you can like tell like what type of, if they're a witch or a vampire or such, but no one can tell what she is because it's like constantly like changing and stuff. So it's really good. I really liked it. You should go read it. Okay, next is, if you've seen my To All the Boys I've Loved recommendations, then this, if I don't know which one I'm posting first, so might be a before or after. So this is in it. It's To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which is about, it's on Netflix now. It's about Lara Jean, who writes a letter for all the boys she's loved, and they somehow get mailed out, and she has to like pretend Peter Convinci is her fake boyfriend so this other guy doesn't find out about the letter. And I loved it. And one I thought was really similar, but just like a little different like plot and how they got there, is The Fill-In Boyfriend, and it's about this girl named Gia, if I pronounce it correctly. Oh, this is by Casey West. Gia has this boyfriend from college, and none of her friends believe that she's dating this guy from college, and she's like, I'm gonna prove it to you, I'm gonna bring you to my homecoming. And they get to the homecoming parking lot, and her boyfriend breaks up with her, and she's like, you can't do this to me, like my friends aren't gonna think I'm real. And he's like, that's why I'm breaking up with you, because you're only wanting your friends to think you're dating me. He sucks. And then she finds this guy who's dropping off his little sister for the homecoming, and he doesn't go to their school, and she's like, you need to be my date. And he was like, and then she like finally convinced him with her pity story, and he went home and changed it, and then she like introduced all of her friends to him as that boyfriend, and then they kind of keep the lie going, and it's so cute. Next is P.S. I Like You by Casey West. This is basically about this girl who's like always writing song lyrics, and she writes down the song lyrics to one of her favorite like obscure bands on her chemistry desk, and the next day she comes back and someone had continued the lyrics, and they keep having like conversation after conversation on there, and you have to keep guessing like, is it this guy, is that guy, is it this guy? And I loved it. And the book that's similar to it is Alex, approximately. Don't remember who the author is, but that one is basically about this girl who meets this guy on like this app. I don't remember what it was like. Oh, like Classical Movie Lovers, I think it was. And they like talk back and forth, and then she moves to the town that he lives in, but she doesn't tell him, and they like keep communicating, and you have to keep guessing like who is Alex. And it's so cute, and they're really similar. I really liked it. And the last one is, oh, which one did I compare this to? Okay, the last one is Divergent, which you should know what Divergent is. It's a movie and stuff. It's about this girl who has to place herself into a faction, and like she has to go through all these trials and stuff. And this is what I compared it to, The Selection, which you've probably also heard of. And this is about this girl who lives in this world where like when the prince comes of age, if you're above 16, like 16 or above, you can sign up to be a part of the selection. I think it's like 16 girls or something like that get selected, and they have to go through like these trials to find out who's gonna marry the prince. And she was dating this guy secretly, so she's like, I'm not gonna sign up, and he's like, you should sign up anyways. And her mom convinces her, and he's like, I'm breaking up with you, I'm gonna just sign up. And so she does, and out of all the people, she gets selected to be one of the people, and she's like one of the lower cost people. And you don't find out who wins in this book. I think it gets down to like the bottom 8 girls or something at the end of this book. But it's so good, and it reminded me of Divergent, and you should go read it. That is all the books I have for this round of If You Like This, You'll Like This. I hope you liked it. Please let me know if you know of any like similar other books, of popular books that I should read, or like especially books similar to Court of Thorns and Roses or Throne of Glass, because those are legit the best books in the world. I hope you like the books that I compared. Please go read them if you haven't. They're all so amazing. I love them. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and follow me on Insta and Twitter. I will see you next time. Bye.
It's just a fantasy, taking over like a disease. Pull me out of this, I can't breathe, it's burning through